Maybe you're a runner, but you can't run because of patellofemoral pain syndrome. Or maybe you play volleyball or basketball and you have to take time off from training because of patellar tendinitis. The physical pain is one thing. We can always deal with that, like with icing, resting, or maybe even painkillers. But at the same time, knee pain screws up your daily routine and your training habits. So with each passing week, you may find yourself get weaker and more out of shape. And that's why I challenged myself to come up with 100 cardio and fitness exercises you can still do with knee pain. The full list would be too much to sit through on video, so I decided I'd just give you my 5 favorites, and then if you want to, you can check out the rest on my website, where I've also included video demonstrations, risk assessments, as well as a complete cardio routine you can start with right away. Now, of course, every injury is different and no exercise can be 100% safe, so you have to talk to your doctor before you start any training routine. And with that being said, here's my list of favorite fitness exercises for knee pain. Let's start with number 5. Even if you can barely stand, I bet you could still find a core exercise that you can do. For example, you've got crunches, planks, leg raises, hanging leg raises, the ab wheel, and lesser known exercises like the Yanda sit-up. Let's take a quick look at that one. In the Yanda sit-up, you need an elastic band or a strap to pull on your calves. There should be enough tension in the band so that you have to pull your lower legs back using your hamstrings. If you do sit-ups like that, you'll notice that it's much harder because your hip flexors will no longer be able to assist in the movement because of reciprocal inhibition by the hamstrings. And if it is too tough for you, like it was for me after not having done it for a long time, you can hold on to some weights to make the exercise somewhat easier. Number 4 is the Hindu push-up. The Hindu push-up is a fantastic strength and mobility exercise because, unlike the regular push-up, you're not just pushing in one direction. It's great for your shoulders, chest, and arms. If you synchronize the movement with your breath, it can even have a meditative effect. The Hindu push-up is easy on the knees because the legs are straight the whole time, but it may not work for you if your knee pain is on the back of the knee. If this is too easy, you can go with dive bomber push-ups instead. Number 3 is posterior chain training. If your pain is on the front of the knee, posterior chain training may work for you. These are exercises that strengthen the muscles on the back side of the body. For the legs specifically, you could do exercises such as the glute bridge, one-leg deadlifts, regular deadlifts, or even kettlebell swings. Of course, this depends on how much the knee can tolerate and what your doctor has allowed you to do, but swings can be great for cardio and deadlifts for hamstrings and gluteal strength. Number 2 is rope climbing. Rope climbing can give you fantastic strength in your hands, arms, and upper back. It's also easy to adapt to your level of strength. If you can't climb it yet, just start with staggered grip pull-ups on the rope. After a few weeks, you will be strong enough to climb with a narrow hand placement. And as you get stronger, you can place your hands further and further apart. Just remember to always lower yourself slowly and to stay safe. And lastly, my personal favorite exercise for staying in shape with knee pain, chin-ups. I've always found chin-ups much more gratifying than push-ups or squats. Maybe that's because you don't have your face in the dirt, or maybe because you don't feel like dying during the last few reps. Who knows? Chin-ups are one of the best upper body fitness exercises you can do because you're training so many different muscles at the same time, and the more muscles you use, the more calories you will burn. If you're just getting started with the exercise, you can do chin-ups with your feet on the ground. You can do the regular variation, you can do it on a bar, on rings, with weight, with isometric holds, you can place more load on one side, and so on and so forth. There are more variations than days in a month. If you're in the military or in law enforcement, pull-ups will have a better carryover to real-life situations. But if your goal is to get into better shape, stick with chin-ups, preferably on rings. They're safer for your elbows and shoulders, burn more calories, and will build better arms. In my opinion, the worst part about chronic knee pain, and maybe even chronic pain in general, is the uncertainty. You don't know when it will get better. You may not even know if it will get better. And if it does get better, you may not know what you did to make it get better. And if it then gets worse again, you may not know what you did to make it get worse. And that's the uncertainty. I'm also dealing with a chronic injury that isn't knee pain. And I know that for me, whenever it gets really bad, I sometimes start to question the point of staying fit. You know, like, why should I continue to push myself if I can't really do what I want to do? Or why should I continue to work out so hard if the pain will come back anyways? And if you think like that, it's easy to have a week or two go by without any training. After all, there's still the injury and I'm resting to let it get better, yada yada yada. But the hard truth is that if you can't do the sport you've grown to love, not training at all may just be easier than trying something new. Again, speaking from experience. And that's why I created this monster of a list, because if fitness is an important part of who you are, then we're not going to let knee pain take that away from you. Like I mentioned in the beginning, you can check out the full list with close to 100 exercises on my website, where I've also added video demonstrations, risk assessments, and a simple cardio routine you could use right away. And if you know any other knee-friendly cardio fitness exercises that I haven't included in my list, please share them with me and the other viewers in the comments below this video. Remember this page when someone complains about knee issues ruining their training. There's always a way to stay active. Sometimes you may just need some inspiration to get started.